All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone, time of this truth. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalom, and Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. Now, this lesson, is going into, the times of Jacob's trouble, the detention centers, all right, the great persecution, Esau coming down with great wrath, And once again, now I have a couple of videos on TikTok, all right, going into how this devil is, what this devil wants is basically the circumstance in which he could just label anyone a domestic T, all right? So let me play a couple of these videos.
I was unfamiliar with your game.
So where is Antifa headquartered?
What we're doing right now with the organization.
Where in the United States does Antifa exist?
Yeah.
If it's a terrorist organization and you've identified it as number one.
We are building out the infrastructure right now.
So what does that mean? We trying to get the information. You say Antifa is a terrorist organization. Tell us as a committee, how did you come to that? Where do they exist? How many members do they have in the United States as of right now?
Well, that's very fluid. It's ongoing for us to understand that. The same, no different than Al Qaeda and ISIS.
No, I don't want you. I'm ask one question, sir. I just want you to tell us. If you said Antifa is the number one domestic terrorist organization operating in the United States, I just need to know where they are, how many people. I don't want a name. I don't want anything like that. Just how many people have you identified with the FBI that Antifa is made of?
Well, the investigations are active.
So you wouldn't come to this committee and say something you can't prove. I know you wouldn't do that. But you did.
All right, so Khan, I'm gonna stop it there. So Khan, man, because what this devil wants, he just wants to just have this boogeyman, all right, where he could just he has a title that he could throw on anybody and deem them as a domestic T. That's the type of circumstance that this devil wants, the environment that this devil wants, in which he could just throw a label and a category and throw anybody under that category and call them a domestic T and be justified coming after them, man. This is what this devil wants to do. And I have this other video.
If you haven't seen the video from Maine of the ICE agent saying we are creating a nice little database and now you're going to be considered a, please watch that video.
All right, so kind, man. But now she's finna go into software companies, the technology that ICE use, because this devil, you see through the pre-planned crisis of immigration. This thing was never really about just simply immigration, which we understand that was planned, all right? But this is for Esau to reach for more control, more surveillance, But he's doing it under the banner of, this immigration crisis, man. All right. But really, this more control, more surveillance, this devil wants this over all the people. He just used the crisis of immigration to get it under the door, so to speak, man. All right. And this devil wants this situation in which he could just throw anyone under these labels, under these titles, all right, and label them domestic T, man. All right. And we understand what this is setting the ground for, Jacob's trouble. All right, the time of Jacob's trouble. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. It says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices, man. All right, now, this devil. All right, Salakia. Okay, but I had to go and get this real quick. So can I pause it? All right, so Khan. So Khan, once again, as the scriptures say, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we're not ignorant of his devices. And Esau is the physical counterpart of Satan, man. Now we understand how this devil works, man. agent provocateurs, crisis actors, how, Esau if infiltrates, movements. Esau infiltrates, groups. And, this man is a deceiver, man. All right. And this devil wants the environment in which he could just throw anyone under this label and deem them a domestic T. Anyone that's against this devil and his agenda and what he want to do, you'll be labeled a domestic T. He wants the environment, the situation, the circumstance, and in which he could label the average citizen as a domestic T, man. All right. Anyone that's against this devil, he wants to label them domestic T. Now, I had one on ChatGPT, and I had typed in American and British intelligence agencies orchestrated riots during Iranian regime. Because when you go into the history of Iran and America, you got to understand why. When you go into the government of Iran, why they hate America, man. All right. Now, so it says how. Let me see. It says what is well established. It says in 1953. The CIA and British M16, either M1, MI6, carried out a covert operation known as Operation Ajax. And this shows you how these devils work and how these devils move, man. When you see these certain riots and protests and certain, Esau sends agent provocateurs. Esau sends, crisis actors, to kick off these certain events, all right, we won't be surprised, man. All right, it says the goal was to overthrow Prime Minister Mohammad Mossadegh, who had nationalized Iran's oil industry, hurting British and Western interests. As part of the operation, intelligence agencies paid mobs and provocateurs to stage demonstrations and violent clashes, man. All right, the CIA and British intelligence agencies paid mobs and provocateurs to stage demonstrations and violent clashes, man. Bribed politicians, military officers, clerics, and media outlets, man. This how this devil works. All right? And these people really don't think that this is going on in America, that there ain't people that's paid to create violence and violent clashes and demonstrations, stage demonstrations, and agent provocateurs and crisis actors. This how this devil work, man. All right. It says spread propaganda to create chaos and the appearance of popular opposition, man. Okay. It says declassified U.S. documents released decades later explicitly acknowledge this involvement. So yes, riots and street violence were deliberately engineered as a political tool in that specific moment. And this is how this devil work. All right. This devil still work like this, man. All right. So when it comes to this whole environment that this devil is trying to make and trying to label the average, person, a domestic T, and, this how this devil works. But the scriptures say, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices, man. Even these so-called Hebrew Israelite camps, man. All right, these certain leaders are took the bag, man. Preaching false doctrine, and they walking as if they basically they appear as if they're this militant group. All right, this how this devil work, man. Okay, and he wants the environment. All right, the circumstance in which the average citizen can be labeled a domestic T, man. Okay, and now you have this devil with reaching for more control, more surveillance, even online and all, tracking and, this digital surveillance system, man. And eventually the implementation of what? The MOTB, the micro CHIP. All right, when he brings forth this digital cashless society, man. And these are the times that we're in. So let's go back to the precepts. Let's get this. This is Matthew chapter 10, verse 17. It says, "But beware of men, for they will deliver you up to the councils, and they will scourge you in their synagogues, and ye shall be brought before governors and kings for my sake, for a testimony against them and the Gentiles. But when they deliver you up, take no thought how or what ye shall speak, for it shall be given you in the same hour what ye shall speak. And we come into times like this, man. All right. What the scriptures say how this devil is gonna come down with great wrath. The scriptures say how he shall cast them out of their houses. The scriptures say how fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. All right. For the devil, let's go get that. Revelation 2:10. This is Revelation chapter 2, verse 10. It says, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil, which is Esau, shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Tried, going into tested. Because these are the times that we're coming into, man. The times of great tribulation, the times of great persecution, and Esau is setting the stage for it. All right? With this crisis of immigration, with this devil trying to make set the stage for basically anyone can be labeled a domestic T. Anyone that goes against this devil and his agenda and what he want to do can be labeled a domestic T, man. All right? Which we understand this is really for the persecution of the men of the Lord. All right? This devil, so kind. It said, be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life, man. All right, because you get this devil with all this digital surveillance system, and this devil bringing in the digital monetary system, the implementation of the MOTB, the mark of the beast, man, which is the micro C-hip. All right, and the scriptures say how we are not to take that thing even unto death, man. When you read Revelation 20, the scriptures go into where I saw the souls of them that will be beheaded for the witness of Yahushua and for the word of the Most High, which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither received the mark in their hands or in their foreheads, man. And the scriptures continue on to say what? But what? They lived and reigned. That's why the scriptures say, I will give thee a crown of life. All right? The dead in the Mashiach shall rise first, as the scriptures go into. So, man. But just showing you the times that we're coming into. You got this devil wanting to bring forward the Insurrection Act. You know, this is the stage that this devil is setting. You know, this is the book of 2 Esdras, chapter 16. Let's drop down to man, you see how the man was trying to ask this man about Antifa. He couldn't give no answer because this devil, they just want a boogeyman, all right, where they could just throw anybody under that label. Anybody could, this term, this name can just be applied to anybody, and they could be labeled a domestic T, man. All right, this is the book of 2 Esdras, chapter 16, verse 68. It says, for behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you being idle with things offered unto idols. And this is going to Esau. All right. And his force, Esau, coming down with great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. And this is why this devil moving like this in the first place, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. All right. All right. And this devil is he's gonna implement this MOTB. All right. He's gonna bring forth this micro C-hip, man. This digital cashless monetary system. It says, and they that consent unto him shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden underfoot. Okay? And really eventually you're gonna be destroyed by the Lord. Those that give in unto this devil, all right, that take his MOTP, that worship the beast and his image, that give in into, this digital, slave totalitarian world that this devil wants to bring forth, man. It says, for there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. And those that fear the Lord is speaking of who? The children of Israel. Which is why you see this thing with immigration. Esau real target are the tribes. You so-called Negroes, Latino, Native American, Seminole Indians, man. It says, they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses, man. And this the stage this devil is setting. All right. And we seeing it, with the ICE raids and all this stuff, man. Okay. It says, then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire. The chosen represents the Lord's elect. As the scriptures say, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Going into the remnant of Jacob, the elect, the chosen of Israel. It says, "Hear, O ye my beloved, saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashma Washai. Behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same," man. All right, so man. So you got this one video because it's showing you what this devil is trying to do. He just has this boogeyman, this label that he wants to be able to throw on anyone and label them a domestic T. And then you got ICE, with all the technological surveillance, this digital surveillance state, man, that this devil wants to bring forth, man. This digital slave world, we come into some evil times. This devil gonna come down with great wrath. He gonna want every man, woman, and child to receive a micro C-hip inside them, man. All right? But we understand that we are supposed to be faithful even unto death. And this is why the scriptures say, he that endureth unto the end, the same shall be saved, man. But that's really the point. That's really the point. So Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I'm going to close it out. Give infinite praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone, time of this truth. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalom.